Alone. I'm not the only one that's afraid of oceans, right? I think my whole generation I bet you there are many, many, many less oceanographers in my generation because we got scared off immediately by Jaws. And just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, they came out with Jaws 2 and then Jaws 3D. It just kept going. They kept inundating us with fear of the ocean. I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 All right. This is going to be challenging. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? That's what I'm hoping. Perhaps you can, perhaps you can't. I don't know whether this is going to work today, but behind me I've got some crazy eyes, crazy devil eyes. Okay, so I'm on the road with lunch therapy. We're on the road to La Paz here. Behind me, I don't know what's happening. Fonzie and the shark. Hopefully it's working. Hopefully people can hear me. Yes. All right, so I'm in La Paz, Mexico. I've never been here before. I'm here with Guiniel and Molva, Camila. We're having fun. Bueno, Jolito. All right, they can hear. This is good. Okay, so we're going through some kind of checkpoint here, so everybody be cool. Everybody be cool. Let's see what's going to happen, because the weird thing about it is it's 1 o'clock here, so I thought I was going on at 1, so I've been preparing the show, and I thought it was noon. So completely unprepared. Let's be safe. Everybody keep their arms and hands in the car at all times. And let's get on with this. I'm going to start out with some breaking news. This is going to be weird. Oh, by the way, I don't know if the internet's going to hold. I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't know if I can do this thing. I don't know if the doors are going to come off of this thing, but we're going to find out. Maybe we should breathe. Maybe it would be a good idea to breathe right now. Okay, so in through the nose, out through the toes. Then we'll go to the breaking news. Let it go. Be cool. In the immortal words of Zahari Abdul, who was one of our exchange students growing up, be cool. In through the nose, out through the toes. Let it go. Yeah, freaking out, freezing a little. There's the background there. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. In through the nose, out through the toes. We made it through the checkpoint, so things are going well. Let it go. It's because Chuck said nothing. Thank God Chuck didn't say anything, because he's, loose lips sink ships, as they say in Chuck's world. All right, breaking news. Here we go. There I am down in the corner there. All right, we got some breaking news happening. And this comes all the way from the town of Leavenworth, Washington. And it is, I'll try not to mess around with my camera too much because I'm obviously obsessed with the weird things that are going on. But this is a live view of Leavenworth, Washington. This is a town that has kind of a Bavarian theme. Well, not even kind of a Bavarian theme, but a very serious Bavarian theme. And we're looking at it live here on the Visit Leavenworth site. And they have a tradition during the holidays of having families come up there and hang out. Thought you were Jesus. Yeah, Jesus, perhaps. There's probably Santa Claus. Some of it's very religious. Some of it is probably not. And that's what I've come here to speak about today. And that is, there is trouble in Leavenworth. There is a controversy. There is a war going on. And it has to do with these guys. Does anybody know who that is? These folks are? Anyone? Let's see if Chuck knows. Chuck could know. Maybe Guignel knows. Maybe some of the people out there know who these guys are. This is an old Bavarian tradition as well. These guys are half goat, half perhaps devil. I don't know. But in Bavaria, it's a long time tradition that Santa Claus, Sankt Nikolaus, has like a little friend who is there for the bad kids, there to take care of the bad kids. And his name in Bavaria is Krampus. Krampus. Yeah. So Krampus is, as I say, he's a mythical creature. He's half demon, half goat. And he punishes those kids who misbehave. So in Leavenworth, they thought, let's get really festive since we are a Bavarian-themed city. Let's have Krampus, too. So they have Krampus, and they even have something that's like a Krampus beer crawl. Yeah. And so the people dress up like Krampus, and here's some more of them. Just parading down the street, perhaps going on a pub crawl. And of course, for a lot of people in town, they're like, this is not cool. This is scaring my kids. The kids are crying. It's really horrific. You're going to have to get rid of it. And so they're like, we can't because it's a traditional thing. And as you can imagine, it has split the town in two. So that's one thing that's going on. The next thing that I want to show you is apparently in, let's see what people say about the old Krampus. Let's see. Other towns in the Cascades have themes as well. Gold Bar and Skycomish have a meth theme. Yeah, these towns are up near the mountains. They're kind of, I don't know, snowy, rural places. Perhaps people drink a lot of coffee there. Perhaps people do something stronger, like meth. What do you mean by take care of? Take care of. Well, I'll tell you, when I say take care of, I mean, I'm going to take care of you whether I'm on vacation or whether I'm at home in the studio. And that's what I mean by take care of. No, I don't know because it was so long ago. Okay, let's get on to this because we're on location. This is the on location bumper. And where am I? I don't know. I think I'm here. Here I am. All right, so we are, as I said before, in La Paz, Mexico. Yeah, which I've never been here before. For the people out there, perhaps you could tell me if you've been to La Paz. Maybe you can tell me what happens here. I don't know yet. Vernis is here. She's in. I'm glad that it's working. That's the thing. I didn't know whether it was going to work at all. And as you know from last week, last Tuesday, the internet can ruin everything. We had on the Heavy Metal Dad last week. We were in the middle of a contest, and all of a sudden, the internet went out. And then I lost the feed. And it could go out at any minute. I don't know. I've got people in the other room that can possibly tell me if there's a problem. I suppose if the chats stop happening, I will know. Christmas is about children crying. It's the true spirit, builds resilience. I know we had one of our great entertainers on the show, Marty Croft, earlier last year. And he said, and he was one of our hugest entertainers as kids. We just loved it. It was the thing that made us the most happy, but it also terrified us. The Marty Croft, the Sid and Marty Croft world. I know there was a thing called Lidsville, where in the beginning, there was a kid who's at an amusement park just having a good old time, and he goes and sees this magician, played by Charles Nelson Riley, and he's so enthralled with this magician that he wants to go backstage and meet him. So he goes backstage. There's a giant hat back there, top hat that's upside down, and he crawls into it and disappears into a world called Lidsville. And Lidsville is just a town of animated hats. People that are not people, they're hats. And it's pretty horrific, and it's not like the world that he's used to, and he wants to get out. He wants to leave. There's a genie there, and he's pretty much terrorized throughout the entire series. And it was very traumatic, but made for a super good story, and I remember it even to this day. At first, I remembered it in nightmares, and I didn't know what was going on. So this is my thought about Krampus in Leavenworth, is perhaps you need the light and you need the dark, right? You need the sun and you need the rain. So nice on location bumper. All right. So you need the scary and you need the Santa Claus. You need the Ruprecht. I don't know. You can all make many metaphors for that. You said the Krampus take care of the kids. Oh, does he hurt them? Well, what he does is he puts them in a basket and he takes them away and he hits them with a branch. It's child abuse. So it's more of a threat for children to be good. I think I don't know. Do you think threats work for kids? Making them do the right thing? I'm not a parent. So some of you all are parents out there and you can maybe weigh in on whether, it's probably not good to hit your kids. I'm not advocating that at all. But is it good to warn them that you might get angry and hit them with a switch? I don't know. Maybe that's the old world. That's the old world we're talking about. You know a guy named Lou Paz? I know a guy. Do you know a guy named Lou Paz? That's great. Charles has seen La Paz from the air. Why did you select La Paz in particular? Maybe Guignel can weigh in on that. Apparently, it is one of the best places to go on the Baja Peninsula. It's down in the southern part of the Mexican Baja Peninsula and near, I don't know, Cabo? Cabo, I was like, what does Cabo mean? Because we flew into a place that said Cabo. Obviously I know nothing. Cabo, San Jose, it said. And that confused me. So I was like, what does Cabo mean? And apparently Cabo means end. And so I thought it was the end of the peninsula, and that's why they called it Cabo. But apparently it is not because it's at the end of the peninsula. Actually, Cabo has another meaning. Maybe somebody could tell me what it is. I think it means cape. I have my first live audience for the show. I'm going to turn it around and show you, or maybe just come on in. This is my buddy Casey Joel. This is our first live audience. So you can pull up a chair, you can sit down. This is so many new breakthroughs in the show today. And these are whale sharks, by the way. In the beginning of the show, we had me talking about how I was afraid of the water. Let's see more comments here. Oh, wow, there's a lot of comments. I'm going to have to get to those. I do see the comment from Howard. I went off on Lidsville. I apologize. Is a Howard a Ronan favorite? I would think it would be, Howard. So, okay, so I was talking about in the beginning, this was way back in 2020. Way back then, I had a thing where I was talking about how I'm afraid of the water. Really scared of the ocean. And we had a whole ocean week where I kind of got my fear of the ocean. Look at that mouth on that thing. It's cool. And I thought I got over it. And so now is the big test. This is the big test because now here I am faced with possible swimming with whale sharks. And I'm going to go ahead and do it. I think I'm going to do it. We'll see. We'll see. It's the challenge. The gauntlet has been thrown down, hasn't it, Casey?
Yes.
Yes. Cabo, taxi. Hi, big red guy. How is it to fly these days? Okay, so flying, I don't know if I would recommend it. It was kind of a nightmare. I'm going to get some otters here for the background. It is, oh, and I'm gone, of course. Let's see if I can come back. There I am. These are some otters. And, okay, so flying, what was that experience like? That experience was pretty scary. And we didn't know, as we've been coming up to this thing, we thought, it's not going to be so bad because things seem to be getting better. And so that was when we kind of decided we were going to go on this trip because as you all know, I have been hiding under my desk for 2 years now doing this show. My eyes are kind of glowing. This is cool. And I was completely, I'm not going anywhere. There's no way I'm going anywhere. I'm not getting in any kind of plane. And it seemed like things were getting better. So a lot of times we make these long-term decisions of like, oh, things are getting better, so now I'm going to maybe go on a trip. And so as we got closer to the trip, things got worse and worse and worse and worse. And so we donned our space astronaut suits. I had like a shield, a mask, all kinds of clothes. I did not breathe for the entire plane trip. And people were agitated. People were agitated. How about you, Casey Joel? Did anybody get agitated on your plane?
Just, not really.
Nobody got agitated on his plane. Howard Aronan, I'm sure, can attest to this because he's been on many planes and people get crazy. We had just one guy go down the aisleway and just yell, "Shut the F up." Yeah. He just yelled it in the plane. I've never been on a plane where somebody yelled, "Shut the F up." Let's see what people are saying here. Mulva says, "That's my boy." Yeah, Casey Joel. The first live audience on lunch therapy. We were talking about how possibly at the 2-year anniversary, we might have a live show. And this is just something that we're thinking about. Have a live show, have me with the whole computer thing, have a big screen behind us. I'm envisioning this. It's in March. That's what you saw at the airport. Now I'm just taking random chats. Cute otters. Okay, otters are cute, but did you know that there were otters that attacked somebody? Yeah, let me get that story up here. Yeah, so this show is all over the place, by the way. For people that are trying to follow it, it is kind of all over the place because it is we're on location. And, sometimes on location, you have too much fun, right? Not that I'm drunk, but I could be. Okay, so I thought I was going to die. Oh, yeah, I'll bring this in for later. Okay, I thought I was going to die. Otters attack a British man in a Singapore park. So this is in The Guardian. And yeah, so otters, I thought otters were really cute, but apparently a man was attacked by a pack of otters in Singapore in a park. He said he thought he was going to die. So he's just hanging out. Graham George Spencer, British citizen living in Singapore. And he was chased, pinned down, and bitten 26 times in 10 seconds by a family of otters. They don't know exactly why this happened. That would be pretty terrifying, don't you think? I mean, that'd be horrifying. So apparently this has happened before. Nobody knows exactly why, but you know, I thought otters were cute too. But you know, tigers are cute. Tigers are cute too. And it seems like you might be able to pet them, but you can't. No. Let me see what else is going on with the chat room. Loretta says the airlines have petitioned to stop requiring masks on planes. Well, if they do that, I don't know how I'm going to get back. I have no idea how I'm going to get back. Otters are muscular and strong. I've already got a great tan. What do you smoke on location? I personally don't smoke anything. I had an energy drink yesterday, a Monster drink, and everybody just was like, "What's wrong with you, Marshall? You're going to die." Do a live show on domestic U.S. flight. Yeah, maybe on the way back, we can do the live show. Too much tequila for breakfast. Animals are like crazy tigers. Okay, so we need some animal therapy. This show is flying by. It's flying by because, oh wait, okay, before we move on, I want to say, what are the goals for lunch therapy in La Paz? Because right now, this is just like, I'm just glad it's working. But now, last night I was talking with Jeff Lohman, or I was SMSing with him. And I was like, I'm freaking out. I don't think the internet's going to work. I got to do my show. I don't know what I'm going to do without it. It's my emotional support show. And there are people counting on me. And he said, Joel, just lower your expectations a little bit. And usually when someone says lower your expectations, I'm like, F off, man. F off. I am not lowering my expectations. But with Jeff, there was a certain kind of wiseness, a certain tone in his text message that told me, you know what, Joel? Maybe he's right. Maybe you do need to lower your expectations and not have, not be attached to outcome, right? Casey? Yeah. Attached to outcome, that's kind of a thing that people say. And I think it's true. So I'm just glad, right now, I'm just glad it's happening. I've got no expectations of it continuing. I've got crazy devil eyes, which is kind of fun. I'm just going, hey, that's fun. All right, there, I made him go away. It's a 22-hour drive back to LA if we get in a jam. Right, so we'll drive back if we have to. Or maybe we'll take a spaceship. Or we could swim back. There's all kinds of options. Camel says, what was concerning was the way you grabbed the monster from Mulva when she tried to put it in the fridge with your crazy eyes. I think I probably have a monster energy drink problem. I think so, yeah. Matt says, Mr. Lohman is a wise teacher. He is a wise teacher, and that's the thing. He is sort of like a super teacher, a super international teacher, and I think he should be acknowledged for that. If I could play clapping noises, if I knew where the buttons were, I would do it. But since I'm on location, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's just a miracle that anything is happening. Yes, see, Loretta, people are counting on me. That's right. Loretta's counting on me. I need a big screen for my live audience. I need like a big screen behind me that can show them what's happening, show them the contents. You could tell me maybe your experience being in the live audience after the show. That would be great. Go to Walmart, get a bunch of TVs. Yeah, we need them back in the USA. Yeah, we do need. Although Jeff was in the USA teaching, and it's really hard to be a teacher in the United States, from what I understand. And maybe we can have somebody come on to speak to that. But yeah, like it's tough. Sometimes there's a very strict curriculum that you have to follow. And let's get on with the animal therapy, because the otters, they're scary. But what about walruses? Yeah. The segues are kind of a mess, right? Live audience?
Yeah, well, but it's fine.
It's okay. You know, in comedy, there are no segues. Because if you came up on stage driving a Segway, that would be really embarrassing. and it would alienate your audience. Do you know what a segue is? Do they have those anymore? Those things that you ride around in?
I think so.
Didn't the inventor of the Segway, now this, I don't know whether it's fact or not, didn't he die from riding a Segway?
He's alive.
He fell off a cliff? No?
No, he is alive.
Oh, he is alive.
There's a whole thing about him in my bio. Yeah, he's alive.
Okay, good. That was just misinformation. All right, kids. So this is a walrus. This is a walrus. I'm going to get a little bit of music going here. The walrus is also a very cuddly looking animal, a very friendly looking animal. Look at that face. I was going to wear my shirt today, my Sethward shirt, that has him as a walrus character that wants to be a seal. But I was in such a rush because all of a sudden I realized it was not an hour before the show. It was the show. It was time for the show. And I took off my shirt and I was walking around like a crazy person, and it was like noon. And finally I just was like, and I was screaming to Kamala, find the Sethward shirt, find the Sethward shirt. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just lucky to be here. Just lucky to be here. And Neil says I was trying to drink Monster Energy drink at midnight. And I probably was. Okay, let's get to walruses, because I've been trying to talk about walruses for so long. And now that I finally get a break and I'm in La Paz and I'm taking apparently a vacation, I have got some facts about walruses. They do not live in La Paz. Apparently they have seals in La Paz, which are also pinnipeds. And we're going to see, because this is what they say, you can go, the seals are all laying down. And you know, seals, they don't really walk around on their flippers. They kind of undulate. So they're all going to be laying around on the beach somewhere here in La Paz. And you can go roll around with them, apparently. I'm going to see if I can roll around with a seal, swim with a whale shark, and surf. Maybe all of these things. Maybe one of those things. Who knows? See what happens when you relax. It's good, right? We'll see what happens. See, I don't know whether he's saying, see what happens when you relax, or if he's saying, see what happens when you relax. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Either way, it's a great statement, a great Beatles song. Chuck, maybe Chuck's seeing that Beatles. Did you see the Beatles documentary? It's incredible. This show is much better without the Sethward shirt. You wouldn't be able to see it anyway. I don't have a shirt cam. I'm kind of just neck up today. I'm like a talking head. Next time, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to wear an all green shirt. I want to show you this one thing before I talk about walruses. See, he doesn't show up because he's blue. But this is a chicken we've already gotten here in La Paz, and he's blue, so it's not really working. Maybe if I turn off the blue screen, you can see him. Okay, here he is. This is a chicken, and it makes an extraordinary sound. Extraordinary sound. Did that freak anybody out? I think it did. This is our friend, the chicken. I don't know, maybe someday he'll be a character on the show. He already is kind of a character. He's kind of fun. Pinnipeds. Yes, Loretta, they're called pinnipeds. This is something I learned because I did something on the show about seals. I did something about sea lions, and now we've got walruses. And up until now, I had, what'd you say? Next time manatees. Okay, next time manatees. That's a good idea. See, now we got suggestions from the live audience. This is really, it's already moving forward. It's evolving. The show's evolving, even though it's devolved a little bit. It is now found. That's the thing. Sometimes, this is interesting. Sometimes the thing that you think is an impediment, or something that is maybe in your way, or something that is maybe less than, is actually, you find new things because you've taken a step back and looked at the possibilities. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see. I hope your shoes are off. Yes, John Peckinpah, my shoes are off. If I could show you, I would, but I can't because I'm naked from the waist down. Yeah. Let's see. Better with this music than ducks. Ducks. Chuck had some ducks on the show. Those are cool. Look at all those walruses that I'm not talking about. Seals are at Espiritu Santo Island. Howard says, no Kamala appearance today. No Kamala appearance today, Kamala fan. Maybe, perhaps later. And Ganel is going to be doing some incredible video of all the things that are going on because we got a GoPro and we've got one of those new iPhones with like 16 different lenses on it. And so we're going to be bringing back some really cool stuff if I ever, actually go outside, right? The sound of the chicken did not record at all. We heard IRL in the next room. They heard it in the next room. It's probably getting like sound canceled out or something. Did you hear it that time? Got to devolve to evolve. That's the new slogan. In fact, that'll be a new slogan for one of the bumpers, I think, for the show. Got to devolve to evolve. Look at those tusks. Yeah, okay. I'm going to talk about this. Kamala's still in her pajamas. She can't go on. All right. Now, walruses. Just some walrus facts. They're pinnipeds. They do walk around on their flippers. In fact, they can turn their back flippers forward and walk on all fours. However, when they swim more like the seal, which just undulates. They don't really use their flippers to swim. And they like to swim in really shallow water, and they eat crustaceans off the bottom of the floor. They can actually move their tongue around. They're quite extraordinary. They can move their tongue around that makes a suction that sucks the clams right out of there, like that. We are Devo. Matt, exactly. I thought of the same thing. Devo, the band Devo, stands for devolution. Sometimes we're like acting like we're evolving and we're not. We're like devolving. And I think that's what they were speaking to when they said whip it good. Or some of their other songs, which I can't think of. Can anybody name another? Beautiful World. I don't know if you've heard that song. It's a beautiful world we live in. A sweet romantic place. Beautiful people everywhere. The way they comb their hair makes me want to say, it's a beautiful world for you, for you, for you, but not for me. A little bit of Devo poetry there. How's it going? Is it going well? Is this show going well? It's a good show? I think it is. Okay, a walrus can weigh 4,400 pounds or more. 20% of this is their hide, their skin. Yeah. They also have, of course, huge tusks, and they use those they can make holes in the ice, and they can also climb out of the ice with the tusks. Little side note, there's a horrific movie called Tusk. I don't know if I would recommend anybody seeing it. It's about a guy that gets transformed into a walrus, a human walrus. Scary stuff. It really scared me it's a comedy horror movie. They have whiskers, and the whiskers have nerves and blood in them, not like hair. So don't go giving them a whisker cut. Don't be giving them trying to give them some kind of a shave or something like that, because that would probably hurt. I think that's one of the reasons kids cry when they first go to the barber is because they think that maybe it's going to hurt to cut their hair. Let's see what else is happening. Chuck is saying some stuff. Best weather for the show. We're going to have to get outside and see some stuff. All right. So moving along from the walruses. I think we've done enough walruses. I do want to see if we can do one more thing, because as Jeff said, what did he say? Wise words of Jeff were like, lower your expectations. It's tough to remember because it sounds like a negative thing, but I don't think it is. Okay, so let's lower our expectations and do one. It's like a contest that I'm trying out. Okay. Oh, I wanted to mention this one other thing. There's a hotel in Belgium, and hopefully Sven de Kock can go there. Our friend Sven de Kock, he can go there. It's next to a zoo, and this is the zoo. You can sleep in the heart of, I don't know how to pronounce this, Paradise. Really need Sven to be here today. He's really letting me down. But anyway, it's a place in Belgium, and you can sleep, and they have rooms, one in particular, where you can sleep in there, and there's a window with walruses swimming outside of it, just swimming in and out of the water. And that's pretty cool. There's also a walrus called Wally the Walrus. I don't know if you've heard of Wally the Walrus, but Wally the Walrus was showing up all over Italy in the Cabo, as they say, in the lagoon, in the bay there, and he would get on boats. We'd get right on top of the boats and destroy them. Oh, let's see what's happening. There's a great song called Tusk, which is Fleetwood Mac, right? Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac. Too bad I don't have that as the song for the end of the day. I do have a really good one, though. Really good dance break. We used to play Tusk in the marching band. Were you in the marching band? Okay. Well, if you were, you would have played Tusk. Dun 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 dun. Is that it? Very delayed in the living room. They can hear me in here, and then in the living room, every once in a while, I can hear like a little bit of an uproar. All right, let's go to the beach, says Mulva. Okay, we're going to be going to the beach soon. Just let me show you Wally the Walrus, really quickly here. Wally. He gets up on the boats and he breaks them, right? And here he is, Wally the Walrus. Hold on. Oh, this is some ASMR, which we're not going to get to today. Hold on. Gotta show you Wally. Okay, here we go. This is me trying to do too much. And here he is in the islands of Sicily. Wally. Let's see if I'm going to break this now. This is on a channel called Sailing SV Caledonia. This is Wally. Wish you could see this because this is cool. Why don't you come over here and you can see it. See, there he is. See how he's using his tusk to try and get up on the boat? And there's more of these too. That's him. Apparently he's been like, what it is the walrus will go out on a journey because they're young and they go out and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's like their Rumspringa. You ever heard of Rumspringa? That's like a thing where in Amish religions or whatever, they go out and they have just a wild time before they get serious about life. And that's what Wally's doing here, destroying a few boats while he goes along.
That's why Wally the Walrus.
This is a news thing about him, and you'll see.
Never thought they'd see a walrus. Presence is a cause for concern. Having
That's
damaged boats, they're looking at ways to help him move on. Answers are both tricky to find and surreal.
All right, thanks for coming in and joining me on the show. Now, are you going to go out there? Are you going to sit here?
And one of which could be a
this is great.
Sound. The community of the Scillies are known.
I might need your help. So, okay, so now one more thing we're going to do in the show, and that is a short contest that I want to ask you whether this is an appropriate contest, whether this is something that maybe future guests will be able to do, because sometimes these contests can be pretty difficult. And so I want to make sure that they're not difficult for my guests. And so let's, this is a contest called Jokes and Their Jokers. We're really just trying this out. We're not overdoing it. Jokes and Their Jokers. So I'm going to ask you, distracted by the chat room. Here we go. So here's a joke. It says, proof that we don't understand death is that we give dead people a pillow. And I have 3 comedians, and you tell me which comedian said that. I have Ginny Sykes, I have Jerry Seinfeld, and I have Wanda Sykes. Let's see if I can get down in the chat room here. There's a lot going on here. Jeff, where's that? I think that was Touch Me. Oh, what I was singing? Come on, come on, come on, come on now. Touch me, babe. Are you going to be here for Christmas? Yes. Jeff is currently in Thailand for the past 2 years. John Peckinpah, Wally seems to be a solo lounger. He does. He's by himself. But he traveled all the way up to, from Italy all the way up to Iceland. Is that possible? Is that possible? I don't know. Jerry. Okay. John says Jerry. Ginny. Ginny, it would be a kind of a Ginny thing. It's a great joke, isn't it? Yeah, it is a good joke. All right, so now I see y'all are caught up. So let's see who said it. It was not Wanda Sykes. It was not Ginny Sykes. It was Jerry Seinfeld. Yay! We have to do the applause today because there's no fake applause. All right, let's see the next one. I used to work at McDonald's making minimum wage. You know what it means when someone pays you minimum wage? You know what your boss is trying to say. Hey, if I could pay you less, I would, but it's against the law. So is that Chris Rock, Rodney Dangerfield, or Amy Schumer? Let's see what the chat room says to that. Oh, I'm really going to break things. Okay. Oh, Mark Srignell is here. Mark, we're on location in La Paz, Mexico. Well, you know, it takes you a lot longer to get here. So it's also Chris Rock. Okay, so that's the answer. Let's see if it's Chris Rock. Chris Rock. Everybody says Chris Rock. So let's see. And it is Chris Rock. Thank you. That was fantastic. Let's see what the next one is. Way to go, Tina. This one is nothing good ever happens in a blackout. I've never woken up and been like, what is this Pilates mat doing here? Howard Ron says, Ginny Sykes. What do you win? I wish it was a trip to La Paz. Dale Maynard, my boss at Scoreboard Pizza. Oh, he's the guy who's paying you minimum wage. That was Chris Rock. Okay, a lot of people got the Chris Rock one. That one's good. Matt doesn't know from comedians. Well, this one has a comedian, a politician, and another comedian. Chuck Schumer, Lily Tomlin, Amy Schumer. Which one do you think it is that said, nothing good ever happens in a blackout? I've never woken up and been like, what's this Pilates mat doing out? Amy Schumer? Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer. Everybody says that. All right, let's see. It's not Chuck Schumer, although he's probably related to Amy Schumer. And it is Amy Schumer. Slow clap, slow clap. Do we have another one? Okay, one more. Tragedy is when I cut my finger. Comedy is when you fall into an open sewer and die. That's a good one, too. Let's see what the chat room says to that. What can I do in the interim? I'm going to look to see if I missed anything important. Well, there's so much important. Well, Chuck said Animal House at some point. Chuck said everyone is right. Yeah, this is kind of more like a test of this contest. John Peckinpah says George Carlin. Bernice Claire says George Carlin. Tina Adams says Mel Brooks. Jeff Lohman says Mindy Kaling. I think I spelled her name wrong. George or Mel, I think. All right, so here we go. Let's see who it is. It's not Mindy Kaling. And it's not George Carlin. It's Mel Brooks. Yay! All right, so now we're going to get to the dance break. Thanks for doing that contest. Kamala got Mel Brooks. Everybody did quite well in that. So I don't know. My takeaway from this is that is a pretty good contest. Maybe I could have pictures of the comedians, and I think that our guests should be able to do it. I think they should, because everybody did a great job. Loretta says Mindy. I mean, it does seem like a Mindy one too, because she's a writer. But okay, so let's get on to the dance break. This has been our first remote lunch therapy and our first one with a live guest. And a live guest in studio on the screen too. Do you want to dance with me? Although we can't move very much. And you probably won't be able to hear the music. Well, let me put the music on. Verna says she's never won a contest. We're gonna have to rectify that, Vernus. Okay, we're gonna dance it out now, and we're gonna hope that we don't knock over this thing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move very slowly. It's a very mellow. She's never passed a test either. That's funny. Okay, here we go. Dance party. Let's get it going. OffSetSolid. This guy's good. It's only 12:15. Yeah. All right, here it is. Okay, let's get us on the screen. So have you done a song? The reviews are coming in. Great show. Show went great. Thank you. All right, you ready to start dancing? Once it starts, we're just gonna sway back and forth like we're a seal. This is OffSetSolid. This guy is a great performer. I don't know if I'm screwing up the. I'm going to turn off the microphone because I think it might be something. But anyway, thanks everybody for being on the show, for joining us today. Thank you, Joel, for being on the show. And let's dance. See you all later. Yeah, Weezer. And OffSetSolid, he's a super cool guy. Let us use this. My dance partner is leaving. We'll see you all on Friday for an interview with David Cohen.
I have 3 ideas for next time. All right. Well, not next time.
Awesome, I love that.
I really wanted to send me one of these ideas, but I don't think I ever actually did.
Oh yeah? Sure.
It was a 3D picture of the
Oh, great.
That's a thing created by Mr. Beast. Like,
Mr. Beast.
yeah, like no one who sees like ever. It's a fundraising video